Good morning. It's time for another edition of South Dade Chambers Shoutout. Really excited to be here today. I have some incredible guests as usual, but we want to we want to say hi and good morning to the good folks from Rock and Rose Lawn Care. We have Omayra
Good morning.
and Abel
Good morning.
Guedes.
Good morning.
So excited to have you here. You know, when businesses, and you guys have actually been here for a while, but when we get businesses on this show, what the shout out is all about is letting folks know what you guys do, how you do it, and how you enhance this community. Quite frankly, and going over the things and talking to you guys, I'm really excited about having you here today. So I want to make sure that we get all this information out. So I don't know who wants to talk first. Tell us about Rock and Rose.
So, Rock and Rose, and thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it. And it's great to be part of the chamber as well. I look forward to many more activities. We started Rock and Rose about 12 years ago. I was a teacher for Miami-Dade County Public Schools, special ed teacher. I have to add that. And we decided to start this endeavor. Abel was looking for something to get into, and he decided to one day say, I'm opening up a landscaping business. And I said, well, you don't even like to mow your own lawn. So what inspired you to do this? So he said, well, I love plants and I like the outdoors. So that's how Rock and Rose started. And 12 years uh, later, we're still here. We've grown. I left Miami-Dade County Public Schools not because I don't love education, but where our business is growing, and we decided we're the best team to grow it. So here we are.
You know, it's so interesting. I think I've had three, maybe even four, but definitely three teachers who started out teaching and then have moved into their own business. All of them insanely successful. So I'm wondering if there's a thing here. We ought to send everyone through the teaching pipeline first and then into business. But Abel, I've got to ask, okay, what inspired you? But to actually get out and take care of others and be artistic and be so successful. 12 years.
To me, it was just I took a risk, but I believed in people. I believed in myself, and uh, and I knew if I worked really hard, like my father taught me and my parents taught me when they came to this country, to work very hard and to love what you do, you'll be successful at anything. So that was my recipe. It was very simple. Just to believe in myself, believe in people, believe in people, build a good team around me. My father always told me, you have to have smarter people around you, if you want to be successful.
Mhm.
And that's what I've done. My dad's a simple man, but I just follow his lead. And here we are today, 12 years later. It's just been word of mouth. That's how we've grown our business. The last 2 years, we started to flirt with Facebook and other things, but it's been word of mouth. And it's been our passion, our work, our hard ethic of work that brought us to 12 years and we have over 30 something employees and doing that. And it makes us proud because we see these people growing with us. And that's what is excited to me. Not the business, it's just the people growing with us. I have my sister, my brother in law, my sister in law. We have all family working with us, and that's what's excited. That's how we grow our business by family and people.
So it's not just a business, it's a family endeavor.
Yes, it is.
Most
Wow.
definitely.
Excellent. So what is it that you guys do? I mean, it's not just about cutting grass.
You want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
So we provide, right now, our focus has been on commercial properties. So homeowners associations, residential buildings, commercial properties, and we maintain them, but we also provide the extra services as well. So if a property needs tree trimming, I'm an arborist as well. And I've pursued that after realizing how important trees and the tree canopy in our city is, and the benefits of trees to our communities. We've also have irrigation repairs because part of that maintenance and part of that investment that these properties are making in their communities need to be maintained. We need water to help them continue to grow and to, protect their investments. But we also look at, sometimes we get a call from a property saying, we don't know what's going on, everything's dying. We just spent, over $100,000 in landscaping, and we need someone to come in and just give us what we're doing wrong. So we go in and provide consultations. Sometimes it's a violation correction. Cities right now and municipalities are really looking at commercial properties and the landscape. And because that's how property values go up. You want to live somewhere where it's very taken care of, where everything's green, everything's beautiful. That's why we live in South Florida. So we're making commercial properties more accountable for how they treat the spaces where people live, where people play, where people work. And so we're there to provide that help, to guide them through what their landscape should look like and how to maintain it and how to make it sustainable. It's not just overwatering, over fertilizing. No, it's a balance between art and science. So we're there to help them merge those two things together.
Okay. You mentioned violation contractor. Could you tell me what you mean by that?
So if let's say someone hires someone who's not qualified, someone who's not licensed or insured, or they don't know how to trim a tree properly, let's say, or they've let an area of their property overgrown, that they should have been maintaining. The city can impose fines, and, depending on the city that you live in. So sometimes we'll be called in and say, hey, this is a violation we received from the city. How can you help? So we'll work with the property manager or with the owner, and we will, set up a plan, talk to the inspector, talk to the city, so that we can come up with a mitigation plan on how to get those things remedied. And then going forward, how can they keep that up so that they don't continue to receive those violations? Those violations can run anywhere from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars. How to, trim a tree properly. If it's done improperly, it could cost them, thousands of dollars and over years to get that tree back to where it should be. So we want to make sure that we guide. It's not just about the business and the money. It's providing that guidance over years so that, their properties will look perfect.
Okay. It's interesting because you've said over years, Omayra, and Abel, you talked about family. And one of the things that we stress here regularly is community and community involvement. So it's very important that if you're looking at being here over years, that the community knows you're here, they accept you, they use your services. And being a family-owned, a family-operated business is incredible. Again, maybe that might be the teacher thing, but I can think very quickly of two other teachers that their businesses are all centered around their families. And it's just very, very exciting because that's what we want here in South Dade. Because for us, it's about community. Now we have emergencies here, and I know you had mentioned emergency response. What do you guys do emergency response wise?
Like a hurricane comes through here, South Florida, and our properties call us. We have some properties that they know once it hits, because we also take care of PNC banks. So once the storm finish, our guys set to take care of the properties. And what we do first is we do safety. We remove trees from entrances, blocking so people can get in and out. And then the second stage is to start picking up trash. So that's how we do our emergency response. We go through all our properties, make sure that everybody, there's no trees or anything that can hurt anybody or damage any more properties, what is already had done. So that's how we do it. We go in and first move stuff from driveways and sections that are blocking people, and then we do the second pickup. That's how we do our emergencies for our properties.
Okay. So again, I talk about community because community is just so important to us. Now, you mentioned that you had grown up here, and can you tell us about that? And your business, you're centered out in the Redland. I get that, but tell me how that happened.
So we, I was born in Puerto Rico. My family moved here when I was very young, and this is as close to the islands as you can get. And we met riding the school bus together when we were in elementary school. We weren't friends. I was super shy, and he's older than I am. Um,
By three
but
years, not that much. 3 years.
but later on, we met again once I was finishing up college and got married. We have two boys. Abel is 21. He goes to FIU. And Aiden is at Miami Southridge, Go Spartans. And so we wanted to be close to family. We tried to leave South Dade a few times, and something always kept us back. So after a while, we just decided, you know what? I think we're here to stay. Let's not keep looking to go somewhere else. Let's, really stick to South Dade, and then eventually our business started, and we kept growing. I think something that we're very proud of when you talk about community is that we invest in those that work for us. And they're obviously members of our community. I was a high school teacher, so I get to see, previous students working at Publix, becoming police officers. And that sense of community is something that we've always really strived to have in our own company. So, even if that person doesn't have the cleanest record, even if that person has had, a few bumps in the road, if that person is willing to, work in a hot sun for most of the day and year, now this is piece of cake weather. But during the August sun, then and they want to work and they want to earn a living and they want to grow and learn about the business, then we're there to give them that opportunity. We have employees and families who've been able to buy a house, buy a car, send their kids to college, with working with us. And that to me is very rewarding, to
Absolutely. It's amazing for me. So my family's from the islands also. We're from St. Croix. So from early morning, I can sit out on the western end of the island and look and see Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I get it 100%. It's very easy and very inexpensive, actually, to fly from MIA
Yes.
to the island. So and I think we'll find that there are a lot of folks that live here because of access to Central and South America and the Caribbean. So we thank you for staying. But you guys are spread out all the way to Orlando, Fort Myers. So was that a function of leaving and then coming back? Or?
That's me. Doesn't know how to say no. Some of my customers have property in Orlando, and I that was something that I talked to them that I wanted to invest in Orlando to see if I can grow in Orlando. And we're still there in Orlando, and we're still investing in Orlando. We're still growing in Orlando. The plan was to start from down here all the way to Orlando, like and tackle some of Fort Myers. But these past 2 years, it's been a night awakening for all of us. So I think I would like to start investing back at home and kind of like ringing down and start coming back down and invest more in down South Dade and Homestead because I came from Cuba when I was 5 and I did move to Perrine. So I don't know anything but Perrine and South Dade. I was raised in Homestead. I worked in the fields when I was a young kid picking limes. So I worked in the Mexican camp. I used to sell tires Florida City Free Market. So I was, I've been in South Dade all my life. So when a friend of mine was running for mayor and that Omayra goes to me, babe, Homestead is you. you're from here. You're trying to always leave to a little town. This is your little town, and that makes sense to me because sometimes the little things click on you. You go, yeah, you're right. I'm always trying to leave, and Homestead is a little town. So I think I'm going to start investing more in South Dade and leaving those places alone and just starting to more focusing down here because I want to focus more in South Dade. You know, that was just me trying to grow, trying to experiment. But I think I would love these past 2 years. I think I would like just to stay local and be a local boy.
Well, we do appreciate that, and we love having you here. For me, my family has decided this is it. We're not going anywhere. If we want to go up into the city, we can go up into the city. If we want to go fishing, if we want to go scuba diving, everything we want is here. And I hear people talk about, oh, aren't you afraid of hurricanes? People up north, and I'm like, well, hurricanes don't sneak up on you, but you get a weather forecast saying, oh, we're going to have a light snow, and you get 18 inches. Okay. Hurricanes, we know they're coming, and it's easy to prepare, and so for me, and quite frankly, and knocking on wood, we haven't had a storm here in a while. We've had a couple of blow-throughs, but the reality of it is, compared to some of the other places, not in Florida, they're getting the hurricanes, especially up in the Panhandle and Texas and everything, So again, I'm knocking on wood, but the one thing about the hurricanes, they do bring us rain. And that brings grass that's going to grow, and trees are going to grow, and more work for you,
Most
so
But I'd rather no hurricanes come.
yeah.
I'd rather not do those hurricane preparations. I'd rather not do those.
The cleanup after. Yeah. Okay. So also tell me about design. You mentioned designing, and there's a lot into landscaping, and you see some of these things that are so beautiful. Where does that come from, imagination wise?
Well, I was blessed to work with Pinnacle Housing, and they have a person that they use. His name is Jerry Bowen, and he's a designer. And I was blessed enough to work next to him, like Tommy, my brother-in-law, and we learned so much. Like I said, God put people in places and at the right time, and that's what happened to me. I'm just blessed that I was around good people and they taught me. I ain't had to pay for college. It was all shown to me by Jerry Bowen and good people around me. And then Omayra started. We started getting into like Florida-friendly landscape because it makes most sense here in Florida because we have a lot of shade areas. What makes sense. So we started like messing out with Florida-friendly landscaping, but it was all brought because of Jerry Bowen from Pinnacle Housing that taught us how to do those beautiful landscaping. That's how we.
Okay. School of Hard Knocks. That was the school you went to.
Yes.
Yeah. I know that school. Very, very good. Guys, I'm really excited that you're here, that you're going to be, not you're going to be, you've been here.
Yeah.
But being members of the chamber, opening my eyes to you guys. And one of the things we do at the chamber is make sure that all of our members know about our members. And it's just a function of what we do. As I've always said, our business is your business. So it's not just about getting you out here today and having everyone know, but we're always going to be here, just like you guys are here. We're going to make sure that you're tied into all of our business members and anyone else. Something as simple as a car lot. Okay, one of our members, Mercedes. Okay, they have a lot of green space all around that has to be taken care of. Where I'm going to try to get you in. I know a couple of people on the Air Force Base, when you need to talk to them, because we want those guys. We support our service members. We want that base, which already has funding for landscaping. Okay, we want to make sure that our local businesses are the ones that are chosen to take care of that. To give you not only the understanding of what's happening military-wise, but the pride of knowing that you're serving the service members who are protecting you. So that's looking long term and down the road. I'm just so excited about that. Just real quick, I need to pay a couple of bills. The producer's waving at me over here. I have to remember to mention, when we're talking about service members, this Friday the chamber is putting on what we call Grace Giving. It's kind of a spin-off on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is next week, but essentially showing our service members that we appreciate them. We know that for Thanksgiving, they want to go off, they want to be with their families, and we don't want to impact that. We will be providing for any of those service members who can't go home, or it's too far expense wise, or they don't have a place to go. We will be serving them on Thanksgiving Day. But on this Friday, a couple of our members have gotten together, Hacienda Las Robles and South Dade, and we're going to cook a meal. It'll be a lunchtime meal for 150 of our service members from District 7, from the Harb Homestead Reserve Air Base, from Southcom, and we're going to let them know that we appreciate them. We're going to feed them. We're providing everything that will be for that. And we'd like to have you guys come out and celebrate with us, and show that these service people what we care about. Okay, and obviously it's them. And then again, Thanksgiving is next week, and then going forward from there, the holidays are upon us. I'm not sure how much you guys get into the decorating. Do any of the properties have you actually put their decorations
We
up?
have a few properties that we service daily, and we put up their lights for them.
Okay, all right.
Well, we're doing right now a Christmas tree.
And we're doing a Christmas tree. We service Miccosukee, the resort,
Okay,
and actually we have a 20-foot tree
20-something foot tree.
being delivered right now as we speak to be put up at the resort.
a 20-something foot
Yes,
tree.
straight
Yeah, I think
from
it's
North
24.
from
I
the
think it's
mountains
24.
of North
24?
Carolina was
Wow.
just being delivered.
We've done
Okay,
that twice
Yeah.
ourselves.
We've gone up and picked up the tree ourselves, but this year we had some
had it
delivered.
delivered. Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to send us pictures,
Yes.
or let us know when. We'll have to, excuse me, when do they push the button?
They'll decorate, I believe, this week, so
This
it'll
weekend.
be up by Thanksgiving. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll have to make a trip up to see that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
to be
It's
real good
beautiful.
to get that out and let everyone know that you folks did that, so I'm excited about that too. Guys, I really do appreciate you being here with me today, and telling us all about Rock and Rose. For everyone that's out there, there's a website. Can we get that put up so that, there you go, going across the bottom there, you'll see their website. Write that down or take a screenshot when it's there. Reach out. They'll be very happy to come out and give you a plan, either for design or cleanup, or if you think that you're going to have some kind of violation, they'll come
Yeah.
and keep you from having it. So
we
it's
will.
it's one of those things, full service,
Yes.
which is truly, truly exciting. And the fact that you're a family, and it's a family business, family owned business, and you're in our community. And you're going to hear me say that over and over again. Every time you watch one of these, you're going to hear me talk about that, because that's what's important to us. And having hometown people that have grown up, you are our community. You're not part of it. You are our community. And we thank you so much for that.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Thank you for
it.
having us
Thank
here.
you so much.
Everyone else, we want to thank you for being with us. And next week, really last week we weren't here because Commissioner Nikki Freed was down, and that was a great program. It was always good to hear when the people come down from Tallahassee and they're in line with what we think. I've obviously, as the Commissioner of Agriculture, and having the Redland here and everything else we do, this is an important area for those and for her. So we have the power. Next week, we'll be back with another guest, and we invite you all to come back. Until then, be safe. Another big issue. The holidays are coming. Be careful on the roads. Be careful flying. Until next week, take care.